If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
If you need something quick and convenient like my family does, my ultimate high-protein dinner hack is grabbing pre-marinated steak tips and making them extra crispy and charred in the air fryer, while the inside stays juicy and medium rare. I can't say enough about the convenience of Omaha Steaks. Thanks to them, I always have the highest quality proteins on hand. Enjoy exceptional flavor in the convenience of Omaha Steaks during their spring savings event. Omaha Steaks is your weeknight win. And right now, you can get the world's best everyday protein during their spring savings event. Go to omahasteaks.com for an extra $35 off when you use promo code YUM at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to omahasteaks.com to shop their spring savings event and use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another bonus episode. I'm your host, Tane, and today's episode, not reality TV. It is about Bridgerton, Season 4, Part 1. And who's here to talk about it with me? The Bridgerton expert, the Bridgerton Smee. It is Aid. Hi, Aid. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. And SME stands for subject matter expert for those not, in corporate America or whatever.
Yeah. How have you been? How is your year going so far? I mean, we've spoken, but we're in February now, which to me is just like, how?
Okay, we're in February, but we're in the Olympics. So I am on cloud 9 because, this has been a little bit different. Usually the lead up to Olympics, I've watched figure skating, the Grand Prix season. I know who I like from the other countries. This past season, I didn't have time to watch Grand Prix, so it's been a little bit different. But now that we're in it, it's like, this makes me so happy. Just watching the Olympics every day.
I'm happy for you. I mean, I'm not in it. I'm not able to. But the snippets are coming out, and there seems to be like a lot that is going on. From the good to the bad, from the guy confessing about his cheating on his girlfriend, from Lindsey Vonn and her smash, from her leg smash, breaking her leg and her surgeries, to the thing that pissed you off so much, and people say, I actually remember the whole Surya Bonali flip, funny enough, and I'm like, wow, I'm aging myself. I actually remember that. But there's a whole thing there from the ice, the dance, the villains won the gold to there's a lot going on and I'm not even in it. I can't imagine how much it is for you who's like immersed in it. And I need to send you something. We had a listener send something with ice skating that was so cool and thinking like, oh, would appreciate it. And I'm supposed to send that to you. So you would appreciate it too. So
thank you. The Surya Bonali thing is, I think it's driving me crazy. She was so freaking cool. She was so cool. I didn't watch her back then. I never watched the Winter Olympics until the year 2002. So mine is more like a historical thing. Like I know my history. So that's how I know who she is, what she was, what she faced. And so I'm like, what? Look, I love Black people. I really do. But this Surya Bonali, what people are posting and what people are saying, some of it is just outright lies. And I'm like,
well, let's say non-factual.
Lies that you can look up. Like, I just, And you know what, people, you're like, you have no context. Maybe you do. This is the truth of the matter when it comes to this stupid ass black backflip. This white dude in 1976 did a backflip at the Olympics. He did it just kind of like, it wasn't against the rules. He just did it. It was whatever. It wasn't a jump. It didn't count for like a lot of points. I don't know why he did it. His name is Terry Subika. The ISU, the people in charge of figure skating, were like, that's just dangerous. So they said, no backflips in competition or you'll get a penalty.
Can I just say, I don't hear anything good about the ISU.
Everything
about them is just, why are these people? How can we dismantle the ISU? I know we can't. I'm just saying. But go ahead.
All of these governing bodies, tell me someone, like, I don't know what's going on with the ski boarders, but I bet you if you go talk about their governing body, no one will have anything nice to say either. It's kind of a thankless job. You make the rules. It's usually run by people who used to be athletes. People are always like old guard, new guard, innovative, not innovative. It's a thankless job, which is why I think that most governing bodies are, hated upon. Yeah. So ISU is like, it's dangerous. No one could do it. Okay. Surya Bonali gets to the 1998 Nagano Olympics. She's injured. She's already done a short program where she's in 6th place. She goes out to do the long program. It doesn't go that well. She had legit beef with the ISU figure skating in general. Like, they had not always been good to her, but she was a champion. Like, she won Europeans 5 times. She won French nationals 9 times. It's not like she never won anything. But she's like, you know what? This is the end of my career, my competitive career. I want to go out with a bang. So she's like, let me do a backflip. So she does a backflip. She knew it was against the rules. She wasn't trying to get them to change the rules. She's just like, this is my swan song. That's the part of what makes her a badass. In a couple years ago, I don't know the exact year, another French skater named Adam Siahafa, I think. I know I didn't say his name right. He's like, I'm going to make it my mission to get these people to let us do backflips. So he does backflips and he takes the penalty because he's so good that he's going to win anyway. So there's a couple competitions. He knows he's going to win. He's like, I'm going to do a backflip to show these people that it's safe and that we should be allowed to do it. ISU gives in. They're like, fine then, do your backflips. So Ilya Malin comes in. He's like, he's really, really good. He's another one who's going to win anyway. Like, I don't even know why skaters do backflips. I'm like, this looks dangerous.
Break your neck.
You might hurt yourself, but it's kind of, his doing a backflip is also a little bit of a, look how good I am. Like, I don't need to do this. It's dangerous. I'm just going to do it anyway because I know I'm going to win. That's why Ilya does a backflip. Then people are like, he's the first to do a backflip. The headlines clearly say he's first to do a legal backflip.
Illegal, but yeah.
Surya's was illegal. Surya knew it wasn't illegal. No one was stealing any gold medal from her because she did a backflip. Yeah. You won't go get it.
Anyway. That's the life that we live in. Thank you for the history. I mean, this is what we miss about you, but this is the world we live in right now. Like, everyone's throwing out things on the internet and it's like a flame. It just catches and no one wants facts because what is that? Anyways, so I was trying to think about really hard about why I watched that, considering I know for sure I was still in Nigeria. But I think it was because, yes, she represented France, but I mean, her heritage is African. She's from Ivory Coast. So I think it was like we weren't seeing like a lot of black faces, and then there was a black face, and then she was African, and she's just stood out in Nigeria. So I don't know. I watched the Winter Olympics where we don't even have winter. So.
And just so like... So, I was talking about how I remember I get excited when I see black figure skaters. So Surya Bonali like has a legacy in that France has had some really prominent and some really good black figure skaters come after her. Vanessa James, unfortunately, she was half of a couple. The man half of the couple did some things. But Vanessa James and Mai Mate, I love Mai Mate. She's such a badass. She skated for France for years, went to the Olympics. Like, I don't know. I'm like, it sucks this year because I don't have a black person to root for that's figure skating. We don't have anybody. But here's hoping for next year.
Well, that is your ice skating history,
Sorry,
kids,
guys.
for this episode. It's all good. But we are here to talk about Benedict and Sophie's story. I think I did like a little refresher of the last that we did off coming off the back of Penelope and Colin's story. And correct me if I'm wrong, you did say based on the books that Benedict's and Sophie's story was your favorite?
It is. It is my
Okay.
favorite. It's nobody else's favorite. Like even in the discussion forums, people have all kinds of beef with um Benedict and mainly with Benedict. No one has beef with Sophie.
Okay.
So, but I liked the book, I liked the story, and I really actually like what they have done with it to make it better on Bridgerton.
Okay, you have gone ahead of me, but I just want to point out that we did have a listener who agreed with you and said Benedict's was their favorite too back then when we did it in 2024. I don't understand these shows with so much. I don't have room to remember all of the things, so I'm gonna do my best to remember. But I was gonna say, but based on the first 4 episodes, do you think they've done your fave justice? But you've answered that. You are happy with what they gave you. So what we're gonna do is there's no format. We're just gonna riff on the show and talk about the show and everything that we felt about it. So as a refresher for people, like I said, we're coming off the back of Penelope and Colin's story and the reveal that Penelope is Lady Whistledown. And if you forgot, they quickly had a baby. We are 9 months of fast forward, and Colin forgave her so easily. What I said back then was like it felt like Colin and Penelope's love story. It was like struggle love. That's how I felt. But it looks like all is well, all is good. Um, how do you feel about this is I use this very, very loosely, the erasure of the first 2 couples? Like how involved were they in the books afterwards? And I'm referring to Daphne and Simon and Kate and Anthony.
So Kate and Anthony, I knew watching the whole time that they're going to be in the second half of the season. So I wasn't mad at all about that. I don't think it's not erasure. It's just like the difference between a book and a TV show. In the book, you can just write people in as being around. They don't have a huge role, as if I recall. It's like, no, they don't have neither one of those couples has a big role in Benedict's story. Benedict, Colin, and Anthony have like a pivotal scene in Eloise's story. So good luck to them on that. But like, it's fine if they're there and it's fine if they're not there. Like, that's just the reality of TV. There is a part of me that, why are Colin and Penelope even around? They're not doing much.
Because they're not famous. In my head, the people who blew up are bye. See y'all later. And the people who have not blown up to that extent are like, okay, yeah, we're available. I'll be here. But also, I mean, I kid. She is Lady Whistledown. Like, she kind of has to be here, even though I'm not a fan of that. Like, what is the point of being Whistledown if everyone knows who you are? Like, how's that supposed to work?
And I think, look, I reread, or no, I read the whole series when the first books came out. I don't think I've reread anything since then. So it's going to be a struggle for me to remember some of it. But if I recall correctly, she stops writing Lady Whistledown once she's found out. But once she's found out is book 4? Yeah, book 4. So she switched with Benedict in order. So it was a little bit further along. And in the books 4, 5, and 6 basically happen at the same time. They're not doing that. So it kind of helped. Like, we're almost to the end when we find out that she's Lady Whistledown. And it makes it a little bit easier for the story to make sense. You're right. It's not great story that she is Lady Whistledown and everybody knows that she is. They need to figure out her pivot.
Yeah, they really do, because nobody believes it's going to work except the queen. And I found it very interesting that, was it when the butler announced her, somebody referred to her as Lady Whistledown, and I'm like, then afterwards she was Mrs. Bridgerton, and I'm like, okay, what are we referring to her as? Can we pick? Can we say that the queen is giving Mad King?
Yeah.
What the heck is going on? Like, it's worse this time. And my only explanation is, I don't know if it's just me noticing now, but it seems very, very clear in this season 4 These people live dull lives.
Yes.
I'm bored. They just sit there, and I felt for the queen. I'm like, she has a point.
They don't have nothing to do. It's always amazing to be like, I still, I'm a regular reader of historical romance.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me how these people don't have nothing to do. That's why they have that. And this goes like, I read back then Prince Charles's biography. He was in his 50s or 60s when I read his biography. And they're like listing like what this man does with his time. And it's like, dang, you really don't have much to do you?
There really isn't. How much tea can you drink? How much walking can you walk?
How much shopping can you do? How many balls can you go to?
So I don't know. I don't know how I felt about the whole Queen and Lady Danbury storyline. Is that in line with the book? Is this TV?
No, this whole Lady Danbury's in the books. The Queen is not in the books. Like she's the Queen. Maybe they mention her, but she's not a character. So everything about the Queen and Lady Danbury and their relationship, that is Bridgerton TV, not Bridgerton book.
Okay. I haven't heard anything about the actress who plays her leaving, so I'm like, what is happening right now?
And this is history, not book spoiler, because it's not even in the books. In history, she dies before him.
Before the Queen, or
the Queen dies before the king.
I think that Lady Danbury. Okay.
Yeah, they die within like 2 years of each other, and he's honestly like, it's well known that he was so ill. He didn't even like, no one told him that she passed away. They hadn't seen each other, I think, for a few years maybe before she passed away, because he was a danger to her and the kids.
Okay, so back to my question: what did you feel about the whole storyline with Danbury and the Queen? Like, I felt it was just dull. Like, what are we aiming to do?
So this is part of my like love for how they've delved into these themes.
Okay.
Every storyline in this season is about power differentials between upper and lower.
Mm-hmm.
So once I saw the Queen and Lady Danbury through the lens of like, when you have a personal relationship with a person who is in the hierarchy higher than you, you're equals up until the part where you're not.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this online, but there's a comparison that people would stitch the two scenes together of Lady Danbury talking to the Queen, and then the Queen and Queen Charlotte talking to the King. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
When they were asking, I would like to go, like, no, you are my, I don't know, court, you are my ward. I don't know what it is, the terminology. And
subject. You are my
subjects. There you go. You are my subject. So that was interesting, but it's true. Where do you draw the line between you're my friend, but anytime I want to wield power on you, I can? But I also found the reasoning a little weak. I mean, she's like, what's going to happen if he dies? I'm like, okay, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Y'all don't interact, and it's not going to change anything, but I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. I didn't understand that, and I just felt like they could have found something stronger. I don't know.
The real fun of Bridgerton is that like they really don't have to do anything. Like they don't, and I think that's part of the struggle people are having with the whole storyline. There are rules, but then there are not rules. So it's like in Bridgerton, maybe he will die before her because it serves the story. No, in which case, are we setting up for that? And like, I mean, yeah.
I think more of the lens of what I was thinking of is like those two women together are phenomenal, that I just thought they could have had a better story. I think that's where I'm coming from. It's just the whole, I want to leave. No, you can't leave. Now you must stay. Eat this candy. Do this, was just a little boring for me. For them, they could have had a stronger body of work, I guess, is what
I see where you're going. I also, this whole like, I like the Montriches. At the end of the day, we gotta have more storylines going than just our central romance, unlike the books.
Listen, they're employed, so hallelujah to them. But honestly, it always feels, every time I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, they're here. Because I think you told me, like you said, they're not in the books, right?
They're not in the books.
So I mean, good for them. And she's about to be a lady in waiting. So I yeah, good for them on that.
I'm happy to have them. So this storyline of her becoming a lady in waiting. The other thing is, I feel like we can't fully judge the season. We've only seen half of it.
You can. That's how it was last time. It was 4-4. It's equal. We can judge. Within 15 minutes, speaking of the Mundrikis.
Mondrich?
The Mundrich?
I don't know.
Yeah. We had seen 2 bare asses. I just, right in my screen up in there. Much like the Penelope and Colin story, I think I had said there were so many side stories that were going on. There were side stories here. I don't think there was much of a interruption with them, but there wasn't. I can't recall what the previous seasons were like. It just took so long. There was a lot of yearning, which I guess is the whole thing of Bridgerton is all about, the yearning, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is romance, so the rules of the romance genre.
Watching our loved ones age is one of life's toughest transitions, and a lot of people are part of the sandwich generation where you have to take care of young kids and aging parents. I've been through it, and I've also seen some of my friends overwhelmed trying to balance kids, career, and home while realizing they can't do it all alone. It's a lot to carry. If you don't know where to start, Care.com is here to help you breathe again. You can browse background-checked in-home caregivers or explore local senior living communities. At Care.com, you'll find specialized support for everything from meal prep to support for loved ones with dementia, backed by real reviews from families just like yours. And Care.com has safety in hiring tools so you can hire with confidence. Or you can even get a senior care advisor plan and talk to a master's level social worker to build a personalized care plan. I'm partnering with Care.com because it really is an easier way to find help. For a limited time, go to Care.com and use code AltacallMAFS for 20% off your initial Care.com subscription or a senior care advisor plan. That's AltacallMAFS, all one word. With Care.com, start your senior care journey with confidence. Over the course of my life, there have been so many women that have had an impact on my life, whether it's my mom, my aunts, my best friend, or mentors in my career. And I'm sure if you think about it, it's the same for you. But that's no surprise because everyone knows that women are the backbone of the home and society in general. But the many roles that women hold comes with its own pressures and mental load that can be isolating, and that's where therapy comes in. Therapy can help create balance, set healthy boundaries, and support overall well-being for everyone. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 6 million people globally. Your emotional well-being matters. Find support and feel lighter in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp.com.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked occasion in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Mm-hmm. Found a great car at a great price.
Uh-huh.
And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on Carvana. Delivery fees may apply.
Mm-hmm. Are that such that if our goal is to say I love you, not necessarily to get married, not even to have children, the story sort of ends when both characters know they're in love with each other and say it to each other with words.
And if you're a Bridgerton, you gotta get finger blasted,
Exactly.
It's tradition at this point.
So yeah, we got to do some yearning. We got to do some prequel. We can't have the main event.
Okay, it's foreplay. They're teasing us until the next 4 episodes. Did you by chance listen to the podcast?
Oh yes.
Oh, you did? I didn't have a chance to. I had all good intent to, but I didn't have a chance to. Any nuggets coming out of that? It's hosted by Allison, guys, the host of Great British Bake Off, who is just a delight.
A delight, I tell you. There's that one girl whose name I can't remember who owes her win on Bake Off to Allison. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I can see her face, but I can't
remember her name. Sweetheart, but she was about to lose her shit, and then Allison stepped in. She owes Allison for that win. Anyway, no, I
Oh Lord, was it like a Brit thing where
it's
it's
just like
just good vibes but no substance?
good vibes, no substance, and like I feel sorry for the people who play these characters. First, you gotta show up to work, play the character. Then you gotta do promo where you just kind of answer the same questions and try to act like everything is so deep and so like meaningful and so like it's a lot. I listen to it though. I listen
Okay.
to it, but it's just like I'm glad. I'm like, are you people really into it? Like to sit there and say, "Well, my character." Da, 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 da. I'm like, really?
I mean, it's the new thing, you know, like in all the HBO shows, after everything, there's an after show. They have to talk about it. So, you know, it's part of their jobs now. I'm just waiting for the weather to be warm. Maybe when I get my walks back, I can listen to these things. So,
I mean,
okay.
you should listen to it because it's fun, not because you're really missing anything. Um,
Well, oh, go ahead.
so on one of the recent, I don't know if we'll get to this, but one of the recent episodes was Eloise and Francesca,
Oh, we'll get to it.
actresses,
Mhm.
talking about their journey, which brings to me the fact that Eloise kind of sucks this season. It's just the same story. I kind of like the idea, and it really does. Like season 5 better be Eloise. There's no way that it can't be Eloise because they're setting her up for wow. I'm the last one single, but I don't want to get married. So how does this end up?
Te- Technically, we haven't done Francesca's story.
No, we haven't.
So that's my bet, actually. But who
No,
knows?
no.
Oh.
I need Eloise. We can't drag out this like Eloise as and it's a change in that this season she's the last single one, but
Let's talk about you saying that she sucked, because I was thinking her intent was the juxtaposition between, yes, she's the last getting married, but also the juxtaposition against Hyacinth,
mm-hmm.
who really wants to get married, and it's just like putting it against side by side to fully, as if we don't know enough, or that she doesn't want to get married, to fully cement in our brains that she really doesn't want to get married. Although I feel like she kind of loosened a little bit this season.
Okay, how do you I don't know if I saw it.
She wasn't so, I think she just didn't know how to backtrack.
Okay.
There was a scene, was it at the ball or something? She made a comment. I was like, you know what? I'm open to it. But it's just the fact that when her mom just keeps pushing and pushing for it, she's just like, it's like maybe instinctual to rebel. And it's like, you want this thing so bad for me. Can it be my choice? Not you telling me to? But I
think I'm starting to like look at it like rebel against what? It's unfortunate. Like it cracks me up that there are rules that are rules and then there are rules that aren't real rules. It's very hard to keep track of what the actual rules are. But let's just say that the rules for Eloise in the year 1817, 1816, what are you don't have options. And it sucks to not have options. But it gets to a point where it's just like you really don't have options. So might want to start figuring out how you're going to live in the world that you actually live in instead of the world that we would all like for you to live in.
But okay, again, refresh my memory. Last season, didn't she meet someone that she was intrigued by?
And he was completely inappropriate.
so is, Sophie.
Yeah, and there's going to be consequences.
Yeah, she can take consequences too. Well, what does Mrs. Bridgerton want? A married daughter or a spinster daughter? Pick your poison. In which way? Are we going to see this person again or no?
See, he wasn't in the books. He didn't exist in the books.
Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned it in the last podcast. And this is kind of a spoiler, but not really. We have met Eloise's husband. He's in season 1 and season 2.
That was my African Yelp.
But like, and I do think that they are going to keep that part of the story because why did they bother showing us him to begin with? So yeah, I'll leave that there.
Yeah, you got to tell me who it is. I'm not waiting. Off, off pod.
Okay.
I need to know because I definitely don't remember anything about that. Okay, back to oh wait, all this happened. We haven't even talked about the people who the season are about. That's
Okay.
how much was going on. So there's a ball, and Lady Danbury does not want to be the first person to host the ball, and it's Mrs. Bridgerton. Like the Bridgertons are fully established, and like in case you forgot who we are, like we are the motherfucking Bridgertons, okay? So put some respect on our name. So like everybody wants to be in the orbit of the Bridgertons. Like their name carries weight. They're up there in the social status, in where are they? New York? No, London. Why did I say New York? I was thinking of the what's that show? Gilded Age. On that. And to really show that, I think this season is the one that has the most of the upstairs downstairs, a la Downton Abbey, where we saw a lot of the people in the downstairs this season. And that's probably because Sophie is in, I was about to say that industry. So we get to see a lot of the dynamics in there. So, anyways, there's a ball, and Benedict is just like, I'm never getting married. I'm so cool. He's what Austin thinks they are in Texas. Like, I'm so different. I am not the same. You are not. You are not going to make me get married. And Mrs. Bridgerton is just like, it is your turn. Your younger brother already got married. That is not how it should go. You better fix up. But he is still in the debauchery of everything. So he comes to the ball rather late. And there's a girl there who's acting like she's been locked in a castle and she's never seen the real world before. And she's just enamored by everything. They wear this mask where allegedly they cannot tell who anybody is. But one minute they do, the next minute they can't tell who this is or not. But it's romance. We're going along with it. And he's just fascinated with her. And they have a grand old time. They go separately, they have a kiss, but at midnight, oh my God, she has to run and go away. We know nothing about who this person is. She does run into someone and hit them, and they can't tell who she is because that mask was so good. And it turns out that it was her, so to speak, stepmom. But she left with her glove, and he has the glove, and he is determined to find out who that person is. And so begins the story of Sophie and Benedict. And we begin to find out that she is a maid with Lady Penderton, right? Penwood, sorry, Miss Penwood. So how did this play out in the book? Was it like that?
It was almost exactly like that. Yep. It was it was almost exactly like that. Now I'm like, was it gloves though? I can't remember. But yeah, Benedict meets this girl at a ball. I don't think it was like the whole she was like Benedict is less jaded in the books and less of like a libertine, if you will. So it wasn't so much the like, oh, she's just fascinated by things because she's never seen them before. She was just kind of cool and like they talked and he fell in love instantly and then she had to run and she left something behind, but I don't know what it was. And then a major like difference is that as you get into further into the story is the time between Benedict sees her at the ball as the lady in silver and the time when he runs into her at the country house. There's a 2-year difference and she cuts her hair.
Wow. I did wonder about the time though, because I'm like, from when she gets kicked out to when she finds another job, like what is the time difference between that? Wow. So
but the show doesn't have that time difference.
Yeah. Penelope would have had more kids if they had that. When I was watching the ball, all I could think about was how much does this cost? A thing that fascinates me in TV, movies, and stuff like that is the extras. How much does it cost to get all those clothes on them, especially since they have so many balls during the season? They have them in the gardens, they have them walking in the streets and all that stuff. And I'm just like, how much did this cost? That was a thought that was going through my head.
Same, but like I really loved the ball. I loved everybody's costume. Some people are like, I don't like it, the Joan of Arc on Eloise. I thought she looked amazing.
I have a note. I thought she looked like a superhero.
I loved it.
I liked it better when I saw the full thing. I'm like, it is flattering, but I don't know. It didn't look like it. I didn't like it overall. So
I even love Penelope the pirate. I thought it was cute. And I enjoyed the Montrages. I enjoyed I enjoyed
Lord
everybody's costumes.
Anderson.
Thank you. Loved all of it.
Yes, that's nice. Lord Anderson and Lady Bridgerton, the chemistry is palpable.
Also not in the books. Also, I love it. I love this change.
Yes. I love the change. I love that she's been so devoted to her children. And now she's like telling him, like, listen, I want you to touch me. Okay. And then I loved when her maid was just like, I'm going to get everybody out. You deserve to live. Tea is meant to be drunk, or whatever it is that she said. And I'm like, get you somebody who is loyal to you that way. So good casting, I have to say, because like I said, the chemistry is there, but I'm not sure how she's going to tell Lady Danbury, or just not say anything and let her go find her roots and live happily ever and write her a letter. She can't do anything across continents. You know.
But see, this makes them even, right? She don't have to worry about telling them. And I love the fact that is kind of like a storyline that we've carried through this, like, Lord Anderson thing.
Yeah,
like I like the idea that it's a multi-season arc.
Yes. See, that plays nicely. Like, that's a good, enjoyable story. It's not dull. So I have a question for you. They kept calling Benedict a rake. Is that a play on Ho?
Basically. But it's like in the historical romance genre, like, full 75% of the men are rakes. But like, it's one of those things that has no basis in reality. Like, if you were an actual rake back in the day, you would have been a problem. Yeah. You wouldn't be like, you would actually be shunned. People would not be trying to get your daughters to marry them. These people, were running around with diseases and whatnot, sleeping with hookers. So it's a romance genre thing to be like, a man is a rake, but he's still desirable. That's not real.
Whatever happened to the seamstress that he was seeing? They just wrote her out?
Oh, yeah. Lady Delacroix, like, I'm kind of sad about her not being there. I'm hoping it's because she got some sort of better job than Bridgerton, but I'm like, Madame Delacroix was, like, helping out Penelope with the Lady Whistledown stuff. Like, she was a great character, and I kind of miss her.
Well, if Eloise decides to get married, maybe she'll show up again.
Maybe.
Sew the clothes. I want to drop a little fun fact for a certain sect of people, just in case. The actress who plays Sophie, she is Australian. Her name is Yerin Ha, but her grandma is a very famous South Korean actress. For those of you who watch K-dramas, you might recognize her. Her name is Son Suk. I don't really watch K-dramas because they're like romance, and all that yearning is too much for me. So there's certain kinds that I watch, and she's been in one that I watch, which is The Glory, which is on Netflix, which is, really great. And it was a thing about revenge and bullying and stuff. But that was the little fun fact there, is like, you probably have seen her grandma in K-dramas if you watch K-dramas, and that's it.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the enthusiasm from the Bridgerton fandom was not as intense for this coming into this fourth season. And that was simply because we haven't met Sophie before. We have met Benedict before. But last season, with the Colin and the Penelope of it all, they've been there from the beginning. Their storyline has been, like, played out from the beginning. So I felt like people were super, super excited. And then people were kind of blah about season 4. But me personally, I'm enjoying season 4 more than I enjoyed season 3.
I think for me, it's just for many, many reasons. The world is on fire right now. There's way too much going on. There's way too much content, and it's been too long. For someone like me, I'm just trying to remember, like, I'm grasping at straws to remember, okay, what happened? Okay, yeah, I should get into this, and I need to watch, like, all 4 episodes. That's it for me. That's where, like, my enthusiasm was not the same as the previous seasons. But if you remind me that season 3 also came 2 years after, then everything I've said is bullshit. So
it did come 2 years after.
Well, the world was not on fire this way. It was burning, but not like this. This is crazy. We're in the upside down, the bad place right now. So
I actually just attribute it to what I just said. Like, I just think But I do think people are catching on, and like as they watch, they're enjoying it and they remember why they love Bridgerton. But I mean, that's not what you online. You just see all the complaining. Why did they split it into two parts? Like they haven't done this before. Like it's just
to be fair, I do think that you could say that for every season except maybe season one, because I mean the first you can't lightning in a bottle twice, but I feel like there was a lot of complaints last season. The same thing with Penelope and Colin. They're like, there's no chemistry. And of course it plays a part, like, because she was not, she's like, they see her as plus size. And so that's a problem. Like, it's like people saying like the season 2, the Cantonese, that they didn't have that much chemistry, and it's like, why? But again, it's not like a white lead. So there's always issues or complaints that come with that, unfortunately, in the world that we live in. And I wonder if that also plays a part here, is like we have an Asian actress with a white lead. So I don't know.
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think the different reaction. Look, at the end of the day, the Bridgerton main fandom is women.
Yeah.
And I do feel like the different reactions account for who the main woman is.
Yeah.
And whether you can see yourself in her.
You can never make anyone happy, especially these days. Everyone's looking for what to complain about, because by all accounts, if you look at it, it has all the elements of what Bridgerton is about. Like, there's nothing, I mean, that you're going to poke at that. It is what it is. So unless maybe the novelty has worn off, like that's the same way you start a show. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's so great. And as the years go by, people wake up and suddenly decide that it's not as whatever as it used to be, for no good reason, really. So there's that. Okay. I want to talk about Lady Penwood. What an evil woman. But what a gorgeous, gorgeous actress.
Right?
She's so pretty.
Very pretty. Doing her job very well of villaining.
Villainizing. Oh, villainy. Okay, you're right. Playing it very well. And then with her daughters, they're like the new, what is Penelope's mom's name?
Oh God. Featherington.
Okay. It's like her daughters, and she's trying to, well, one is nice, one is good. And I'm like, what is this? Cinderella and her stepsisters? That's
really is
what Sophie was doing. So I was a little confused when we first meet her and her dad says, you're my ward. And then, I found out later that just means that she really wasn't a legitimate child. I thought she was lying when she told her that. When she said that, I thought she was like, her mom died, but I didn't know her mom was really a maid. I thought the whole thing was made up, but that's what it meant. So that's very cruel. I just one person is not going to affect your money, but that's where we find her. But to banish her as a maid is that's ballsy.
And she banished her as a maid as punishment for grabbing Benedict's eye.
Wait, in the books?
I think that's what happened in the books. Like, and in the show too. Like, it wasn't that she like borrowed the shoes or whatever. Her real beef was that Benedict was now looking for her instead of looking at her daughters.
But she's been a maid even before the ball.
Yes, but the kicking out part.
Oh, I was talking about making her a maid once her dad died.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Like, that's insane. Like, I don't know what could be better, because she is right. If she went anywhere and her mom was a maid and she's a illegitimate child, I don't know what the rules were back then in society, but I don't know. The maid just seems so extreme. Like, she's not going to affect anything, but maybe she felt it would affect her daughters, I guess.
I mean, I'm hoping in the second half we're going to find out why she's evil, I hope. But the thing is, with the illegitimate children, it's not like depending on how rich you are, like you can acknowledge your illegitimate children, you can like bring them up in society, they're not going to marry as well as your legitimate children, but like with the right number dowry, they can get someone. So yeah, like her dad had set her up for that life.
Yeah.
Her stepmom is the one who took it from her.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't have to be a maid.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And it's like
Okay, just making sure our listeners know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just don't understand it. I hope it's working out for her, or she thinks it's working out for her. Okay, so yes, we're up to where she kicks her out because she just everything came together. She realizes that this is the person who bumped into her. This is the person that has, as Aid said, caught the eye of Benedict instead of it being her daughter. So therefore, the competition must be banished. I just wondered, how did Sophie find work? Who did she know in the countryside?
I think she just kind of left and went to the countryside and found a job. I can't remember what happened. She fell on hard times. That was the other thing. Like the other reason why Benedict didn't recognize her in the book. She'd lost weight because she fell on hard times.
I also wondered the time span between when she left to the Maid Wars, because we don't really know what the time was. All I know is like she was banished, and then the next day there were wars for the maids. So I'm like, wow, she was that effective. People are handing bags of money to find help, and Penelope's mama is thinking her ugly ass 2 seasons ago dresses would do the trick. Like, why is this woman still unlikable at this point?
Oh, that was possibly one of my favorite parts. I felt so bad for Varley. I was like heartbroken for Varley. Varley probably didn't even get paid when they were going through their rough times. Varley was loyal as hell, and then she asked for money, and you were, the internet was like, this is the equivalent of being offered a pizza party at work. 18th, 17th, whatever century style, 19th, 17th.
Why are they still keeping Penelope's sisters on the show? There's no story for them anymore.
Well, one of them is dating Benedict in real life.
Well, that is true. The one whose daughter, she has famous parents.
Yeah. I don't know why they're keeping them around. I don't know why they're keeping them around.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Penelope, we need to keep Penelope and Colin away from carriages. I don't know what comes over them when they're in the carriages. And that leads us to Francesca and John. I think it was very clever when they had a double date with Penelope and Colin, and John ordered vanilla ice cream. It was like, vanilla! And then just dropped it on there after we just saw that John and Francesca have just nice sex, nothing like the things that Penelope and Colin do, and she needs to know what pinnacle means. And I'm like, did her mom not give her a talk? I know she gave Daphne a talk.
She didn't really give Daphne a talk. Daphne then ended up having to go to the maid for a real talk. In the books, which we will not see, in the books, Daphne then makes sure that all of her sisters have a good talk before they get married. All of them.
You go, girl.
But in the show, well, what are we doing here? This drove me absolutely insane. I was like, how can we have all this discussion of a pinnacle? I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully there's no children in the room. I was like, is anybody going to mention a clitoris? Anybody?
No, they're not. She's going to figure it out by herself.
It drove me crazy.
I mean, it's the fact that, okay, so when she first met John, and I can't remember, you've told me this about how it went in the books, but it's like when she first met John, I think she felt understood, and she felt like this is someone I can talk to about anything. And then all of a sudden it just feels like she's uncomfortable around him. And I'm guessing it's something to do with the whole Michaela thing, but she's not here, out of sight, out of mind. So why is she suddenly uncomfortable? Is this just her realizing that something is missing?
I think that's where we're supposed to be going. The Francesca story is really so, it's like you almost can't, nothing is the same. Like clearly we've had our gender stop, but in the books, her first marriage was amazing. They were in love. I don't think they had problems in the bedroom because it's romance. No one has problems in the bedroom. Everything just magically works. There's a half of me that actually kind of likes the fact that they're going to have to work a little on the bedroom stuff instead of it just working. But that's what I would actually like to see in the second half of the season. I want them to have to work to have good sex.
Well, I mean, how are we going to concentrate on that if we're getting the signals that she's feeling Michaela?
That's another thing. When Michaela was Michael, she wasn't. There was he was just their friend. Like he was in love with her. I'm sorry, this is like book spoiler, future show spoiler, but it's not spoiler because they're writing a different story.
Don't worry, we're not going to remember. It's going to be like 6 years.
but like in the books, he's kind of in love with her. She is in no way, shape, or form has any interest in him. She's in love with her husband, and they are so happy together. It isn't until like a couple years after unfortunate events that anything happens. So like the way they're playing it on the show is partly very confusing and kind of annoying. And this is one where I'll agree with book people. Not everything has to be the same, but I don't like this.
Yeah, it's throwing a wrench in the fantasy.
They could have had a whole storyline just about like figuring out sex, but not making it feel like there's something lesser about this relationship or that Michaela's even a part of it.
Yeah. Did Francesca worry about children in the book?
Yes, that is a huge thing with Francesca is her infertility.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mrs. Bridgerton didn't really hang a lot with Lady Danbury, but probably because they just had a dull story, so they didn't want to involve her in that, and good for her for escaping that. Why does Benedict not have a carriage that's covered? That bothered me. For no damn reason, it just bothered me.
That's funny. Well, carriages are different from like what like young men would use to get around. Like they wouldn't use carriages as much as they would use what he had, which is like an open air carriage for two.
Well, I mean, that's why he got the rain fell on him. He could have just had a covered one. Okay, there's a scene, after they have their rendezvous. I feel like we're not talking enough about the leads.
I know.
But I don't know if that's an indicator of anything. But it's like it was just a long drawn out. I think everything is gonna hit the pinnacle in the next 4 episodes, the second half of the season. But they have a great time in his countryside because where he meets her again is she's working for one of his friends, and they were trying to be unsavory towards her, and he went to save her, and then he got into a fight, and then he got hurt, and she said she was fired, and then she said she was headed to London. He said so was he, but then they got hit by the rain, and they ended up in his cottage somewhere out in the country, and they get to spend some days. She hears him. He said he's fine. Why did he say he was fine? That was so annoying to me. Like literally, you're cut. But she heard him like in pain during the night, and then she got him a tourniquet, took care of his things, and the Crabtrees, if I got that right, the people who take care of the house, come the next day, and Mrs. Crabtree begins to see something happening there. Even though, I mean, they kept it pretty PG, so I don't know what she saw, but the olds have the wisdom.
The old that was okay. So I actually want to go back to sort of the same theme.
Okay.
That moment where Sophie could have walked into the drawing room at the Penwoods and told him that she was, the lady in silver.
Yeah.
And she looks at the other guy and says, this will not be good news. He doesn't want me. He wants a fantasy that he's built.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of like very sad, but I was so happy because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Her walking in and saying I'm her only creates complications for him that he doesn't even want.
I was annoyed.
Oh, I was annoyed at first too, but then when she said it, I was like, yes, Sophie, you're so smart.
Ugh. I was just like, suck it, Mrs. Penwood. But you're right. In the grand scheme of things, when you're not being impulsive, that was the right thing to do. But yes, it was pretty sad. But knowing Benedict, I mean, the thing about rich kids, privileged kids, they want to feel struggle. And they find struggle in whatever it is they deem to be struggle. And he's just all going to be, I'm going to fight for our love. It's fine because, I mean, he doesn't know, he knows now that she's a maid and it doesn't stop anything.
Oh, no. See, I'm sorry. Do you remember how I was talking about in romance, there's the I love you and that's the most important part?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people try to be like creative, but at the end of the book, you got to be married. Not no mistress. Married.
Okay. Yeah, but he's okay. Go ahead.
Benedict is actually your classic. Yes, I'm so different. I'm so special. Mm-hmm. But it never occurs to him in a million years to marry a maid.
Oh.
He is not that imaginative. He knows, like, this is the fun of Bridgerton. There are real consequences for some things, and there are real rules for some things, and then other things is just out the window. So Benedict cannot. This is class. This is class.
Yeah.
And this is why I actually really enjoyed what they did in the show with like showing us the downstairs, showing Mrs. Crabtree telling him, y'all have a power differential. Things are not up to her. They're up to you because you're up here and she's down there.
Yeah. You could ruin her.
And when you're like, oh, they weren't even that PG. Like the fact that Sophie is a maid who is not working, she's a guest. Like the Crabtrees were so cool about it. But at the same time, they know this is like wholly inappropriate.
Yeah.
On every level. She's not his equal.
Yeah. This is
gross to say, but you know.
I know. I think that's the thing. Well, watching Bridgerton, like Bridgerton is such a, for lack of a better word, a mindfuck because it's historical fiction in some way. And there are all these rules, like the things that you just mentioned right now that you have to remember. But then you're also watching them being progressive where they're like being interracial and they're making all these things. And you're like, oh yeah. And you forget that, yes, they're doing that, but that's all part of the show's appeal, I guess. So that's where it gets all you find it very easy to forget some of these things.
Because the show is selective. Like whole Penelope and Colin's baby is the new Lord Featherington. What nonsense is that? You can't pass a title down a female line this way, except for with very special exceptions. So like, what? I think that's part of the reason why the audience is like thrown off is because there's these rules for this, like exactly what you said. There are rules, and then there are rules that don't count.
Yeah. But the way I took that when she said, oh, Lord Featherington, I just thought it was her being Cookie all over again. Because in what world? Why would he even want to be Featherington over Bridgerton?
His last name is Bridgerton, but he's going to be Lord of Everything. What? Which is totally a thing, by the way. But it's anyway.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But like I said in the top of the episode, put some respect in the Bridgerton name. Like, who would want to be a Featherington when you have the option to be a Bridgerton? So I just took it as her just so happy that she's in the fold in some way, and she was like, "Oh, Lord Featherington." So, there's that. So, anyways, they're playing around. They have chemistry. Listen, guys, at the ball, they kissed. Okay, at the house, at the cottage, they did kiss too. But yeah, it was so funny. This man came out the lake. He was swimming naked. He came out and had his pants all the way down, and he wasn't wet. Like his pants were so dry, even though he came out. Then I was like,
"How many takes did it take? How many takes did it take?"
That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate the fact also that he looked good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't an aggressive 6-pack. It wasn't like an aggressive chiseled cut. Like, oh my god, you need to. But he looked good, so I appreciate that about Benedict. Now, when they went back to London, there was a part where, like, he said, I found you work, and they land at the Bridgerton house, and she's like, oh, I don't want to work for you. I don't know if you noticed this. It really looked like it was very obvious that they were standing in front of a green screen. I don't know if you picked up on that. Everybody else in the background was, like, blurry, and it was just like they were in a different world, and they were just standing there, and I'm like, we got money, right? It's Netflix. What's going on?
You know what that probably means, though? Because I remember reading this for last season. It might be a scene that they inserted after they were done wrapping. Like, they watch it back and they're like, oh, like something. It was a whole scene between Colin and Penelope where they had to, like, she had to put on a wig. They had to reshoot the whole thing.
Okay.
They had to shoot a whole new scene because they thought that this story called for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what happened because I was just like, this is too much. And can I just say that the actress who plays Sophie, her skin, I just kept staring. Translucent. So good. What else is there? Michaela surprises them and shows up. There's a scene where it feels like we're talking about the whole Eloise thing. I'm gonna go back to Michaela. I just kind of remembered where they were talking about the whole marriage and they were talking about things. And Francesca goes to Penelope to ask her about it, and Eloise comes in and what are you talking about? And like, oh, we're just talking about marriage. So to your point, they seem to really drive it home that they're married, you're not. And so no, but I want to say that so when Hyacinth was saying something and she was trying to tell Eloise something, Eloise was like, oh my god, please tell me it is not about marriage again. I cannot bear it. I don't think she was so wrong where Hyacinth was like, oh, you're so terrible. You're all about yourself. Like, but if you're getting it from every corner, like, oh no, we're going on our double date. Oh no, only the people who can come. You have to go here. When she did that with Benedict, where she was helping him in finding it. And it just seemed like marriage, marriage, marriage everywhere. And then you just want to breathe. And Hyacinth comes and brings that up again. And she's like, oh God, please spare me. I just want a moment. That is normal. I didn't think she was so terrible in that.
I mean, is it it's human. It's very human.
Okay, human is a better word, yes.
But at the end of the day, like, I'm sorry that you're stuck with Hyacinth. But it's just like basic niceness. You're the older sister. Your sister is like excited about something. Yeah, is she too much? But like, you can say it nicely. You can say, can we talk? Like, what? It was almost like you're too happy for me, so now I'm going to try to bring you down. And that's not nice. That's not right.
It's not, but it's kind of like know your audience. And Louise has been the same person. Go to your other. There's like 1,000 Bridgertons. Find one. Don't go to Eloise. Like, you know what you're gonna get with her. So at this point, it's on you. Trying to share your good news with her. If it's about books, that's your girl. If it's about rebellion, that's your girl. If it's about marriage, why on earth would you go to her? So I don't know. I felt her there. Okay, I guess we reached the pinnacle of the 4 episodes when, you know, Sophie's having a good time with the Bridgertons. They find out she's well read, she's well loved by everyone. Her I was gonna say her coworker. Yes, she was her coworker. Yeah. Has joined her here. And she's having a great time. And they're going out to the pub because Mrs. Bridgerton gotta drink some sweet, sweet tea. And she forgets her coin purse. And she comes back and he has come back. Benedict has come back all the way because what did he remember? What drove him?
He saw his friend with his mistress who he's in love with.
Oh. So he just came back for his mistress?
He had this moment where he's like, oh, this is the solution to my problem. I'm really into this girl. I'm not finding my lady in silver. And the person who's in front of me seems much better. Can't marry her. She's a maid. So let me go with my next option.
So anyways, he comes in there. They bump into each other because, my God, they did not see each other. And without a word even said, they're on the wall. They're everything on the staircase. And I'm like, the boldness? No fear? Is it the servants' quarters? No, it's not, because he was going up the stairs there. Oh, wait.
Literally the midway between upstairs and downstairs. The symbolism, people.
Okay. Well, I mean, good for them, because I just looking like somebody's going to walk out here. But no, nobody's there in the house. It's just Mrs. Bridgerton, and she's busy. So she runs out. She didn't even grab the coin purse. So that's it. And there's been all this speculation about who's moving into the house next door, who's moving into the house. If you've watched enough TV, it is no surprise that it was obviously going to be Lady Penwood who was moving in with Mrs. Featherington's maid,
Varley.
Yeah.
Varley got her raise, which I was like, I hope this works. Like, the end story of Varley better be the Featheringtons basically kissing her feet and offering her the world and a huge salary increase to come back. That's how we're going to end this.
I mean, it is. I mean, listen, I haven't read the books, but it seems like it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. You don't have to confirm or deny aid, but it's just we're going to find out that Sophie is of stock, and it's going to be okay. I don't know who's going to reveal it or how we're going to find it out, but it is pretty annoying that Sophie's playing this cat and mouse game. Like, can you open your mouth and just say, I am from here? Okay, maybe she's scared.
No, it's not even. What does she gain by telling him that he has been on a search for a woman that he can marry? Lady in Silver is supposed to be one of his class. So what does she gain by telling him, I'm the wrong type of person for what you're looking for?
He can make a choice and move on. He's been searching and searching and searching. He can be like, I am the one who you saw, but I am not fit to be a wife. And then you can decide and move on. But now he's just searching for something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and but we know. He stopped searching. And then we get to a point where he doesn't. There's some subtle tells that he doesn't want to find the Lady in Silver because he's much more interested in the person right in front of his face.
That's crazy. It still blows my mind that he can't tell that it was her, but okay.
I will. So the internet is like real upset about that mistress offer. Despite it being, the title of the book that this thing is based on, An Offer from a Gentleman.
Yeah, not everybody knows that title. I didn't know until now.
It was also the title of the episode 4, An Offer from a Gentleman.
Do not check. Well,
I only noticed because,
I shouldn't say that because I just complained about the last episode of Traitors. I was like, that is a spoiler. Make this the title of Traitors not spoilery, but I did not check this at all. But I mean, it was fine. It wasn't bad. It's not terrible or anything. It was a little slower. Like it took us till episode 4 for things to get going, but I enjoyed it.
I think that we are doing I'm trying to remember the book, and this is kind of important. When Benedict made that offer to Sophie in the book, I believe they had already had coitus.
But he hasn't made the offer yet.
He did make the offer. He said, "Be my mistress."
Oh, I missed that.
Yes, and then she ran away, and I was like, "Yes, girl," because that's the equivalent of "No, thank you, peace, bitch."
Oh, okay. Okay. Good.
Trust me, I love Sophie. I need to establish that. I enjoyed her so much. She's so bright. She's so spunky. She actually sees the world properly. Benedict is the one with stars in his eyes and nonsense.
Isn't he the black sheep of the family?
I mean, I feel like that's a show thing, not a book thing. And is he a black sheep? He's like,
well, let's go with show. The show is what we're watching. So he's the black sheep on the show. I guess. Bridgerton children, I would say.
But I'm like, is he the black sheep because he's running around partying?
Yes.
It's really, they can't keep it straight. Is he actually keeping the home fires running for Anthony while he's gone, or is he a complete wastrel?
He's doing that. He's keeping it for Anthony. We don't know if he's doing it correctly, but he's also participating in the debauchery of it all.
He really is.
He's a rake.
Anyway. So he makes the offer. She is basically like, I'm not, she doesn't explain everything to him about her mother and everything, but basically Sophie's not going to be anybody's mistress. In the book, I feel like they had already had sex, but much like the Duke, excellent pullout game. So, because it actually really bothers me when I read historical romance, when there's premarital sex between people who have not been married before, in the sense that the consequences are real dire. And I'm not saying that back in the day, because there were dire consequences, people never did anything. It's just
they'd be more careful.
I think you can't present me a character who has so much sense and then have them do things that make no sense.
Finger blast on the wall in the house in the middle of everywhere when you were so grateful to have a job. That really just I was like, Sophie, you have everything to lose. He has nothing to lose.
I mean, even last year, Penelope and Colin had sex before they were married.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I didn't mind it too much, but I look at it and I'm like, I just don't. The average woman of that class, or actually any class, is not actually taking that risk. Well, the risk is way too high.
They're not going to have a romance show in 2026 without the coitus happening.
And I will say this, that one of my desires for the second half of the season is I don't want Sophie and Benedict banging until they're married.
Whoa. And she said desires. She led you on, people.
None of it. Do whatever you want, but no possibility of possibly having a baby. Okay?
Well, they can do it. They're not going to have babies. None of these people have babies.
How are you going to run around being a rake? No illegitimate children out there.
Pull out game strong. Get with it.
But anyway, that's just what I want. That's what I want.
Okay. Anything else?
Looking forward to the second half, and Tane, I hadn't told you, I'll be back for second half. We're gonna have to do this.
Thanks for letting me know. Well, you heard it here, folks. She will be back, and I think the next part is February 26th.
Yes,
that will be coming out, and we shall talk about it, and hopefully, we will get closure. Oh wait, one last thing, Michaela. There's nothing to say. She shows up. Francesca is flustered, and I'm like, guys, where are we going with this? Just let's get it. Like, they can't divorce, right? Like, back in the day, that wasn't like a thing. So I'm just, where are we going with this? Because she also seems like she's not a take life by the horns person, and I'm gonna take that risk and cheat on John, because it's not like also John has done anything to her. So I'm just, how are we going to write this story? And then with his cousin, what did he do to deserve this?
Okay.
You're trying not to give a spoiler.
Those who know.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I have to wait and see when her book comes up and how this plays out. Watch, they're just going to do everything opposite from the book anyways. They already started, so. Okay. Oh, wait, is John going to die? Oh, wait, don't answer that question. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you for listening, Aid. Always a pleasure to have you on here with your Bridgerton expertise and your, is it ice skating? Ice dancing? All of the ice Olympics information. But would like to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think anywhere you want to. Comment box, email, Instagram, anywhere in the socials. Love to hear what you think. All right, guys. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Carvana's so easy, just a click, and we've got ourselves a car. See?
So many cars. That's a click-tastic inventory.
And check out the financing options. Payments to fit our budget. I mean, that's...
Clickonomics 101.
Delivery to our door?
Just a hop, skip, and a click away.
And bought.
No better feeling than when everything just...
clicks.
Buy your car today on Carvana. Delivery fees may apply.